YouTube, we're doing another mukbang and we're having breakfast today. I got some blueberry waffles, some cheese eggs, and some bacon. Okay, and I got my grapefruit Aldi brand water, and take a drink. How are y'all doing? You know what? I forgot my fork. Hold on 1 minute. Let me pause this. I meant to say I forgot my knife, but I'm back, y'all. Got it. Let me eat some. Girl. Pretty crispy. So, this is going to be another story time. I'm going to tell you guys about a very difficult point in my life that happened fairly recently ago. About roommates. Horrible roommates that I've had. I'm going to start off, I'm going to do two stories. This one is going to be about the first roommate that I had and the disaster of it all. And I'll do another mukbang story time and tell you about the second roommate. So, I'm going to start eating first. So, I have been living on my own by myself for about 7 years. And pepper, my eggs, and a little hot sauce. Oh, I'm sorry. Can y'all see my food? I am so sorry. My bad. And a little hot sauce on here. Been living on my own for 7 years, but my job, I was nannying at the time. The family I was working for, who I was supposed to be working for several years, ended up having another child, and the mom decided to stay at home. So they didn't give me much notice. And that was my only means of income. So I'm scrambling, going on interviews, trying to find a new job. And nothing was coming through. So it was coming to the point where I couldn't afford my apartment anymore. And I was getting very depressed. So I took my little savings and I had to, rethink living by myself for a while. At least for the time being. Because I had got behind on my rent. And I didn't want to get so behind that I couldn't catch up. And I get like a judgment and jack up my credit. Because I've been there years ago in my early years. And it takes forever to get your credit back up. So y'all, make sure you take care of your credit. I'm still working on mine. So I look on Craigslist. That's the red flag right there. I looked on Craigslist. I went on the other roommate sites too, but they try to charge you to interact with people and talk to them about roommates and stuff. So I'm like, I don't have money for that, so Craigslist is free. Posted saying that I'm looking for a roommate. I didn't care, guy, girl. Well, at this point, it would have to be like a gay guy. Because I was in a relationship and whatnot. So, but it was very new in my relationship. So I didn't want to put the pressure on my boyfriend, like, oh, and he was living with someone else as well. He had a roommate. So I didn't want to put the pressure on him, like, hey, let's move in together. Hey, let's, whatever. I mean, I'm a very independent person, and I just wasn't ready to, try to talk to him and say, you know, as far as us moving forward, I don't want to rush our relationship. It was very new. And I want to rush to like, hey, let's move in together just because I was in that predicament. So look for a roommate on Craigslist. Fairly quickly, I found someone who lived not too far from where I was, so I could stay in the area and look for work. And also, I was working for Instacart, part-time still. So I could still get there quickly. So yeah, I met up with the girl. She seemed really cool. The apartment was huge. It was huge. And it was right in my price range for the time. And I could afford it even just working with my savings and working for Instacart. And then I could slowly find a job, you know. She was, she seemed very nice. She offered me the apartment right away. And you guys see my food good? And I was like, bet. So I was like, okay, well, I'll move in the first or whatever. She helped me get the truck. She drove the truck. She helped look out for moving and everything. Because it was just me and my mom and my boyfriend moving my stuff. I don't have a lot, but still, you know. And she drove the truck. She was very nice from what I could tell. You know, I just knew her very shortly. And once I moved in, everything was okay. Then my mom told me that she had made a comment like, oh, well, I'm not getting her boyfriend too, am I, in the move? And before I moved in, I said, my boyfriend, he'll stay over maybe like once or twice a week. We work really, you know, different schedules or whatever. At the time, I wasn't working different schedule like that much. But I was like, I don't see him much, and he'll probably like stay the night. But we'll be out your way. Like, my room in this apartment was huge. All my stuff from the studio that I was renting fit in my apartment. And I have a cat, and he was in there, all his stuff, like, and like my room didn't smell like cat or nothing. Like, everything fit. And I barely would need to even, I was like, you can pretty much have the rest of the house, and I can live in here. Like, this is like my own little studio. Like, I mean, of course, I have a kitchen and all that, but I just didn't need the rest of the house. So she's like, oh, no, you know, make this your home, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But, I can't see. Oh, I got 26 minutes. Okay. Got plenty of time. So, time goes on, you know. And I told her, if you have a problem with my boyfriend staying over, I'm like, he's gonna stay over at least once a week, but if you have a problem with it, just talk to me. I mean, communication is key in this stuff. I mean, I don't mind if you have guests. And she did have guests, like friends over, so it's like I never said anything to her. Not like, well, she was a lesbian. Well, she is a lesbian. She wasn't in any relationship. She just had a few, like, regular friends over. But they would be in the house drinking, whatever. I didn't care. I honestly didn't care. Whoever she had over, as long as nobody messed with my stuff or stole from me. And all my stuff was in my room. So it was cool. So, I don't know. Maybe within the first month, shit started getting weird. Like, I couldn't go to the bathroom or walk to the kitchen to get some water without her. Like, she was like really lonely. And I guess that's why she was looking for a roommate. And every time I would go to the kitchen, because I would have to go from my room to the kitchen, and she was always just sitting on the couch for hours watching Netflix or whatever, just for hours and hours all day, constantly. I mean, she worked, but it was the downtime because she worked in hospitality, so she wasn't getting that many hours. But every time I would try to just go get some water, go to the kitchen, she would want to have like long 2-hour conversations. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get some water. I don't want to be rude. And I was like, okay, maybe she just wants to get to know me and know who she's living with. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll talk to her. But it got to the point where I just couldn't go anywhere within the house where without her just like being like really needy and clingy. And then when my boyfriend would come over, she would get really cold and like have an attitude and just be really weird and act very standoffish. And I was always very nice to her. I offered her food when I cooked. She had a dog. I was very, cool with the dog and, hung out with him and would help her out with the dog. And again, whenever my boyfriend came around, she was really standoffish and had an attitude. Now, when my mom came over, she loved my mom, wanted to hang out, like, hey, yeah, whatever. But it got to the point where I confronted her. I was like, do you have a problem with my boyfriend being here? We talked about this from before I even moved in. I put it in my message, in my post on Craigslist. Like, I do have a boyfriend. He will be staying over. If you have a problem with that, please, just keep it moving and don't respond to me. I'm like, he wasn't living there. He barely, like, he worked a lot. Like, he was pretty much staying the night over and then leaving in the morning. Like, she didn't even see him. So it was just more so, like, she was, like, jealous at this point. Because it's like, what's your problem? What's your malfunction? Like, that's what I asked her. Like, what the fuck? So she was like, no, we're fine. But then it comes up, rent is due. And I told her, I pay her through Chase Quick Pay. And I never signed a lease or anything. I was just subletting through her. But the landlord was aware that I was staying there at that time. So, yeah. I try to send her rent. And she declines it. So, I'm like, what the hell? So when she gets home, I go talk to her. I'm like, hey, what's the problem? You said that there was nothing wrong with, my boyfriend staying here. There's something going on. You didn't accept my rent through Quick Pay. So I'm like, oh, it's about to be some shit. And she was like, oh, no. She was like, oh, nothing's wrong. I'm like, okay, well, then why didn't you accept it? And then, I don't know, something happened and we didn't finish the conversation. And then, what happened? My boyfriend came over one night again. And, from the moment he came in, he went to go take a shower. By the time he got out the shower, the police were knocking at my bedroom door. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I answer the door. I'm like, yeah, can I help you? The police are like, oh, hi, Michelle. I'm like, yes. They were like, well, the young lady, Candace, she says that this individual, this guy or whatever, threatened her. So and she called the police because she said she felt threatened. And I'm like, he hasn't even spoken to her, and nor has he ever really had a conversation with her ever in life. So the fact that he threatened her and my boyfriend would never. Threatened her, why and how? And then they were like, well, ma'am, he doesn't live here, so he has to go. And we were both so tired. Mind you, it's fucking dead winter. In Chicago winter, okay? So, and it's late, because he gets off work late. And we were just trying to go to bed. So he has to get dressed. And I was like, baby, I'm so sorry. I don't know what the hell is going on, but let's just go to your place. So we go to his place and we just leave. So the next day, when I come back, she's not around. Then I talk to her again or whatnot. So, like, I get in her face. I'm like, at this point, I'm like really fucking pissed off. That's fucked up. Like, you don't sit there and call the police. She could knock on the door. Like, it's like we were making noise. Like, she used to blast her TV and music loud as shit. I never said a word. I was just trying to be cordial and get through living there until my boyfriend, because we had already decided at this point that we were going to move in together after his lease was up. But it wasn't up for a few months. So, yeah. It was just, I got in her face and I lost my temper. I didn't hit her. My hands were behind my back. I didn't hit her. I didn't touch her. And she called police on me. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with someone calling police on me who can't fucking have a conversation. And she was just, and again, at this point, I was like, let me hold on to my rent. Because I can see right now, I'm not going to be able to stay here. So, I pretty much just started coming back home just to get my clothes, and I started kind of just moving in with my boyfriend and his roommate, and I felt bad because I didn't want to impose on him and his roommate. But at this point, my boyfriend was like scared for my safety, and he was like, just come stay with me and we'll figure this out until you can get another place or whatever you need to do. Because I have my cat, and it's really hard. Like, if you're on your own, yeah. But I had my cat, and I was not willing to give up my cat, and I didn't have anybody who could really keep him from me. So I was just really trying to make this work and trying to find somewhere that I can be and have my cat. And a lot of places don't allow animals, so it was getting really hard. And I didn't like leaving him at that place with the crazy bitch, because I don't know what she do. Like, she started doing really crazy shit when I was home on nights where he wasn't, or I didn't, because I didn't want to stay at his house every day. I was like, I'll just go home and, just deal with it, on some days. So days I would go home and just deal with it. Shit just started getting more and more crazy. She started taking, like, dumps in the bathroom and leaving them there. Like, the toilet dirty. Putting, like, mop buckets and dirty water in the bathtub I guess she thought that was going to prevent me from taking a shower. I just cleaned it, whatever. Then another thing she did was she straight up unplugged the refrigerator and tried to, like, she never really had any food. I was the one who had the food and was cooking all the time. And she unplugged the refrigerator and took my water filter out. And I didn't know she was doing something to my water, so I took my water filter out the fridge anyway and kept it in my room, anything that I was drinking. And I stopped eating food in the house because I didn't know she was doing something to it. So she unplugged the refrigerator, and I was like, whatever. I just let the food get ruined. I didn't care at that point. I didn't want to keep, like, she was trying to get a reaction out of me. She was trying to get me to do something to try to get me arrested. I've never been arrested, nor do I have the desire to be. And I wasn't about to let this stupid girl who has some type of mental disorder, like, completely just throw me off out of character just because she has a problem. And I don't know if she was attracted to me or what, but she was just, I was so nice to this girl from, like, the jump. Like, I remember she was telling me about some girl from her job that she liked, and she had a work party. I did her hair for the party. Like, I was genuinely nice because that's just the kind of person I am. I wouldn't even do that to anybody. So it was just like, for someone to do that to me was just really so hurtful. And she just enjoyed, like, doing the stuff to me for no reason. I promise you, I didn't do anything to this woman. And I was, like, dumbfounded. Like, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was already stressed out about having to live with someone in the first place. I was just so frustrated. And it was wintertime in fucking Chicago. I get mad now. Oh my God. It was ridiculous. So, another time I come home, all of a sudden, and then, like, every time I would come home or whatever, now she would try to call the police. And they're telling her, you can't call the police. She's paying to live here and everything. And she would just make up shit. So I was like, I have to get out of there. I have to get out of there. So I come home one day with the police, because I'm like, she won't call police on me. I'll call police on her. Because I tried to, there's, like, nobody who will help you in these situations. Like, I tried to call hotlines of what, like, advice, what I could do to protect myself. there's no real help out there for that, for those type of domestic disputes. There's no help. The police and shit only come after a crime has been committed. They won't help you. They just don't. And yeah, I was like, I came home and all my stuff was packed. So that means she'd been in my room, touched all my shit, packed it up and put it in bags, took stuff from the kitchen, all my kitchen stuff, put it in my room. And I was like, wow. And at first I didn't see my cat and I almost lost it. And like I was at tears. And then I found out he was just under my bed. But I was like so upset because she's crazy and I don't know what she's going to do. The police was like, ma'am, just get out of there as soon as you can because you don't know. It sounds like she's really unstable. And just get your stuff and get out as soon as you can. And when you are moving, call us again and we'll help you. The police were on my side because all this stuff was being recorded and they were seeing me and her and they can tell that she was fucking crazy. But again, the apartment was in her name. I was subleasing and I had no rights. So after that, I finally went dead winter going around to any neighborhood almost I could find. And I ended up at looking for apartments. I ended up having to move, finding a place to move, super small, with 2 other people that I found on the internet. That's another crazy story too, which I will tell in another mukbang. But at this point, I just wanted to get the fuck away from Candace because she's fucking crazy. And I didn't know what she was capable of, and I didn't want her to make me do something out of character. Because she was asking for it. Like, asking for it. Had she caught 20-year-old me, she would have got it. Okay? So, I was like, nope. I'm not going to let her ruin me and my job opportunities in the future, getting a record for whooping her ass, okay? I'm not going to let her. You don't let people win. I had to pull another Fella Michelle thing. When they go low, you go high. Rise above these people. Don't let them make you do some things that you'll end up paying for the rest of your life. You know? So, I let it be. And, finally it comes moving day. And I bring the police. She calls police on me again. She didn't know I was moving. I never told her anything. We had just stopped communicating at this point. And, my mom meets me up there, you know. She comes with me. And we just start getting my stuff together. And, I had movers. So I was like, look, please don't talk to the girl. It's just a crazy situation. I don't want to discuss it. Just get out. We just started moving my stuff downstairs just so I can get it out of this apartment. And we got my stuff out. Then she called the police again a few times. They didn't come. They came one time and I told them, I'm like, officer, as you can see, I'm in the process of moving. So there is really no reason for her to call you. Nothing is going on. I just want my things and I want to get as far as away from this crazy girl as I can. And they were like, okay. And they went and explained it to her. Like, you need to leave her alone. Let her go and whatnot. So I moved out. Thank Jesus. Got out of there. And as I was leaving, she had a friend come over. And then as I was going out the door, she sends her friend saying, oh, Candace said that she wants her keys back. I'm like, those keys are in that room. There's nothing I want out of this apartment or from her. And I left. And then I didn't notice it right away, but because I just moved and everything, but she ended up stealing a bunch of my shit. And I was so infuriated. But you know what? I can get more things. She's miserable and she's a horrible person. And what she did to me, that will come back on her because I didn't deserve that. And that's just how it is. I mean, sometimes it doesn't matter how nice you are, what you do, and or whatnot. Like, some people just are out there and they mean you no good. And the best thing to do is to get away from them as far as possible. And don't let anybody make you go out of your character. Stay true to yourself, okay? Just remember that. And that's my story time. And I'll tell you about the crazy bitches I moved in with right after that. It was a long few months, y'all. But this video is about to stop. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys are enjoying my story times. It's early. I don't eat a lot in the morning because, like, I'm just not that hungry. But I tried to eat as much as I could, y'all. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys later. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week, because I think I'm going to release this on Monday. So don't have a miserable Monday. Find something positive and think about that and do that. Do something good for yourself. Have a good day. Peace.